Alright, so I guess I'll do a quick recap here of Eddie Bravo Invitational number 8, EBI 8. So, and I'm not a jiu-jitsu guy at all, just a fan of, combat sports, UFC, listen to Rogan's podcast, heard Eddie on there talking about this all the time. I've watched some of the highlights and a few matches before. Thought Eddie and Hoyler's match was absolutely amazing. Got into a little bit of a jiu-jitsu kick there for a while. But this was the first EBI that I watched from beginning to end. I was pretty amazed at the pace. I did not expect to watch the whole thing, but I thought I'd tune in at the beginning. The very first good move is they take the previous champion from another EBI and have that as the first match of the night. So you're like, oh, this guy must be a badass. Cool. And then they just go boom, 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 match after match after match after match. And since it's here online, there's very few commercials. There's no commercials. There's a few spots where they take a 30 to maybe 60, 90-second break and mention a few sponsors. But they're even entertaining in their own way. So that was awesome. Just the pace of it. Like, you didn't really have that time where you wanted to bail because it was just match after match after match. And right when there's another match starting, they got Bruce Buffer there. Somehow they got Bruce Buffer calling out the announcer or doing the intros. And so that just makes you think, all right, who's this? I got to watch this one now. And then if you make through the first round, you just watch the dudes win a fight. So now you're watching the next round. So yeah, I don't know, man. Just boom. I didn't expect to watch the whole thing. It kept me entertained, and that was part of it, just a quick pace. They're doing the tournament format, 16 guys, just like you'd see a chunk of the NCAA tournament bracket. They had one women's super fight. Liz Carmouche won that with a submission. Several fights did go the 10-minute time limit, but then the overtime setup is really intense. I believe only one out of all the matches went beyond the overtime that did not end in a submission in one way or another. That actually had to go to time after the 3 overtime periods. And there was one guy in there, it appeared, again, I don't know much about jiu-jitsu, but it appeared basically from the commentators that his deal was he's just defensive. He's like, yeah, I get it, it's submission only, but that's not really my game. I'm just real defensive. I think I can still win this sucker just playing defensive. Maybe even get through the whole tournament without submitting a guy. That's not what happened, though, because he ran into Kyle Griffin, Tyson Griffin's brother, I believe it was, and wow, he was really impressive now. Not all of his submissions were out like boom, boom. He took on the defensive guy, and he was able to tap the defensive dude. That was pretty cool. He made it all the way to the final where he took on Gordon Ryan. Gordon Ryan was the dude that had the first fight of the night, who was a previous, I guess, all-weight champion. And, yeah, man, he was just heel hooking dudes quick. Just seemed like every fight. Then maybe his second fight wasn't a heel hook. Maybe it was a rear naked or something. I think he had one sub that was not a heel hook. That was when he took on, I think it was Hildebrand or Hildegard. Some 10th Planet guy had a nasty, real quick heel hook in the first round. That was one thing that was a little, I've been watching MMA and UFC for 8, 9, 10 years now. So I at least kind of know what a submission looks like. I can kind of see when one's coming. And the heel hooks, though, not really, man. Just they happen so fast. I don't really know those positions. A lot of times the actual foot that's in danger is hidden. They don't get a real good camera shot of it. So the heel hook thing was, luckily they were just like boom, boom, boom. So that was kind of interesting. But unlike, if there was an arm bar, if there was a rear naked choke, you could kind of see that happening and just go ahead and cringe right along with the guys. So I don't know, man. I was very impressed. And well done to Eddie. I've heard him back years ago talking about this exact format of the tournament that happened tonight, that he was talking about that he wanted TV, but I say even better that it's on Fight Pass. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be on TV anymore. Being on UFC Fight Pass, not a bad deal. And boom, $15,000 I believe it was to the winner, Gordon Ryan. I don't know if Griffin gets any, but I say well done. I'll probably check it out again. If you happen to watch this video, if you're one of the UFC fans of mine, if you ever get a chance, man, I'd say check out the EBI Invitational, man. It just flies like that. Now, overall, it was 2.5 hours, but what was it? There was 8, 12, 16. There's probably 20 matches or so throughout the whole night. Almost all of them ended in submission. Just got to figure out that heel hook thing, man. It'd have been even better if I was a heel hook guy. How am I supposed to be a heel hook guy? I don't know anything. Like I said, whatever's below a white belt, that's me. All right, guys, boom. Congrats, Eddie. Great job, dude. Not that you're going to see this, but